You can't just say, well, it only took 20 nanoseconds for this healing to take place, because we don't know in that person's subjective world what the process was that got them up to that point of acceptance, or what got them to the point where they could surrender themselves to a greater order. And so what appears to be a nanosecond could be a person's journey to acceptance. When the soul emerges, when a person begins to wake up, they begin to weigh what they know and what's working for them against what is that inner urge and that inner drive. And for some people, it's a clean cut. They make the break, they understand what it is, and they begin to gain knowledge and apply that knowledge. Other people have to have their system fall apart. They have to go through the disruption of that ordered and finalized, complete state of the personality that keeps everything intact and everything in order based on how the person's wired. So the tragedy, in one sense, is really just the death of an old self. And it allows, then, a birth. And the birthing process at times can be difficult because it's painful. And what's painful about it more than anything else is that we no longer are producing the same thoughts that make the same chemicals. We're breaking the addiction to all those agreements chemically. That is an uncomfortable state for the human being because they can't connect to any person, place, thing, or event out in their world. And because that discomfort gives them the sense of no relation to anything. That is borderline nervous breakdown. It's borderline insanity, because you look for some evidence in your life that you're doing the right thing, and everywhere you look for evidence in your life is with the people you've had all those agreements with. So you can't even turn and talk to those people because they're going to ask you to go back to the same person so that they can keep that agreement intact. If the person has the knowledge to be able to understand that, and they can ride their way all the way through it, they'll begin to understand that a new self is emerging. And those old patterns will literally crumble. They'll literally disconnect in the brain. And it'll give them an opportunity to give birth to a new self. That new self will have a whole new set of people in their life equal to who they become.
When a person says, do I create my reality? The answer is, but you already are creating it. Who you are is made up of the reality that you are currently. To change that would be to change one of those concepts of people because you became expanded, that you brought into your neurological makeup an idea. That new idea suddenly augments present reality. And because the idea is now in your mind, it's in your frontal lobe, its reality forms. And suddenly you go, wow, I just had this great experience, I had this idea, and then this wonderful thing happened to me. I mean, what was that? The answer is you created reality. Well, what did I create it from? Sourced from an idea. Well, why don't I do that all the time? But you have. The idea of who you are with, where you live, what you look like, what you wear, who you talk to today, what you're going to do tomorrow, you have all created this as fundamentally your reality. So everybody in your life is an aspect of yourself, and what you did is you simply added to it. You added a new reality to that mix. So we're so busy being it. It's like the fish in the ocean. Somebody gives the idea to the fish that it's a novel idea to ask for a drink of water. So the fish asks for a drink of water and everybody starts laughing, because the fish is in the water. So it's sort of like saying, how do I create my reality? Well, you are the reality. You're already creating it. We only see what we are when we step out of it and we look back at who we've been.